All right, welcome back to the Aligned Agent Spotlight. Today we have William Kwong, recently joined Align, and a successful real estate agent is already coming out of the gates swinging. Like I see you on that Friday email, getting offers accepted, absolutely rocking and rolling. But I wanted to bring it back. I actually, truthfully, don't know your background.
Yeah,
So this is new to me as well, where I know that you were a successful realtor, but I want to take it back before that. Like, where did you grow up? Where are you from? That sort of thing.
for sure, man. Yeah. So funny you ask. I'm from like Rahway and
Okay.
Clark area in Union County. Um, my dad owned like a breakfast spot for like 34 years. So I was just like serving Taylor ham, egg, and cheeses and like pancakes and stuff. It's like small Asian dude, just was a funny guy.
And it is
But
Taylor ham, not pork roll.
we call it Taylor ham in North Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah. So
You're
I
close to
stay
that like
truth to
line
it.
right there.
We
So
are
that-
close to the line. Yeah, I got people in my feed just kind of like throwing like pork roll jabs at me. But yeah, we do Taylor ham in these streets. But yeah, so that's why I put out some Taylor ham, egg, and cheese reviews because like everyone knows me from like going to my dad's store.
Yep.
But yeah, just like a bunch of Marilyn Monroe memorabilia and stuff, just cash only spot. So like I kind of grew up working there. Even when I went to the corporate world, I was an IT auditor for like 7.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, in corporate world for like close to 9. But like I always had like a passion for real estate, so I quit my job to flip houses. And I was flipping, and I was already licensed as a realtor, and I kind of just like
What year is this too? Just out of
2019 of
Okay.
May. So I got licensed as a realtor in 2017.
Okay.
So I was like doing deals like part-time while I was in audit. But I tried doing some wholesaling and stuff like that. So when I went full-time, it was like interesting because it was just it was a different setup from like telling people how to do their jobs as an auditor towards like guiding them in the right direction on how to purchase a home
Yep.
or sell their home. And when I quit to like flip houses, it was funny because I found myself not being that good at negotiating people to like come down in their price. And I do a better job of helping them make the most amount of money possible on their house. So I'm like, this is a way easier conversation for me. So I decided to kind of just pivot, even though I pivoted like really early on just to flip. Just being full-time as an agent, man. So I kind of love it. And like I can kind of, be my own boss, put out my own content.
Yeah.
So like that was always super intriguing to me. But yeah, that's kind of like a bit about me.
Cool.
And where I come from. So I've like went to Rutgers for business and have a business degree there, but kind of
Well, it's good too. Like in the auditing world, what were you just looking at a lot of spreadsheets, numbers, that sort of thing, or what did that
Yeah.
day-to-day look like?
So very much data driven. Very tech on the tech side. So like I did data privacy, data security audits,
Okay.
change management, logical access audits, and like I dabbled in like operation audits and financial stuff too. So yeah, I kind of like hit like a lot of different like projects across the board. So like I was in the pharma space, and then I went to financial services. So yeah, I was in internal audit and then external audit and then back into internal. So I traveled like a lot, probably to like maybe 30, maybe 20 different countries ish. Yeah, but hard to do real estate deals when you're overseas. But yeah, I kind of felt like real estate was like where the passion was. So
Well, that's cool
made the
too, because I
switch.
feel like you have the attention to detail for that, which obviously
Yeah.
then having the flipping background and everything coming into that really helps. I don't know. Whenever I did flips, it made me a better real estate agent. Like it allowed me to
Totally.
understand what a bathroom costs, how annoying the permit process can be if you choose the
Yeah.
wrong contractor, all of that stuff. And getting back to the Taylor ham aspect of things, I do need to know where is more importantly,
Yeah.
where is your favorite Taylor ham, egg, and cheese?
Dude, that's tough. That's tough, man. I've been trying to review like at least
I saw
like once
O'Bagel
a
and
week,
Sterling.
O'Bagel and Sterling, which was fire.
That's my neck of the woods.
Right,
too.
for sure. So for me, I'm like a harsh critic with my dad because I felt like his sandwiches were the best. He was like the GOAT.
Yeah.
Just like selling them for $2.
Yeah.
And just not making any money, just like all cash. He was a funny dude. I like Tommy's in Jersey City, man,
Okay.
in the Heights. Yeah, I think I gave it above a 9 for sure, but it's like the most equivalent to my dad's sandwich. So
gonna
I
try
like
this
that spot a lot. And like they're like very mom and pop. They like fight each other and stuff, like which is what my parents used to do. So it's like terrifyingly nostalgic in a way, but the food's really good, man.
Have
So.
you ever been to the Greeks in Kearney?
I have not. I might have to put it
Oh,
on the
dude, that's the
list.
spot. It's like a double wrap.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it's same like cash only.
Yeah, yeah.
You go in and like order, and they just yell at you because you know it's like one
Exactly.
of
They're
those
like
like,
screaming at me,
yeah,
like my
credit
dad would do
card.
the same. Yeah, right. Like my dad does the same. Like if we like burn the toast all the time, it's like you're just beat. Like it's like you just got to eat it. But like everyone loved my dad.
Yeah.
Like well, they do still. But yeah, so it's funny. Like when I get the mom and pop vibes, that's why I like going to those spots. Just like yeah, it's like supporting small business, man. It's the best.
Is your dad still open?
So he closed after COVID.
Okay.
He had it for like 34 years
Yeah.
and he's getting older. So it's like he like looks like Mr. Miyagi. He's the guy. But it's just kind of like time to just like, cut it and just chill. So he's just chilling. Doesn't
Yeah.
really know what to do with himself
All right,
now.
I was
But
gonna, I was gonna go have one of those sandwiches. So
I know, man. Well, Ming's Jr., I was gonna do the food truck thing, but then real estate got in the way. So I can't really if you come to my house, I'll
it's
make you
probably a little
some.
less of a grind in the world of real estate. It's a little
Totally.
bit of a better life than
Yeah.
the food truck hours. But although who knows? I mean, there's some
They're
days where
tough.
we're burning the candle from both ends. So
For sure.
in the transition to real estate, now
Yeah.
you've had some pretty good years as a realtor. Like you've had some $7 million, $10 million, right?
Mhm. Yeah, so I did 8 mil last year. I have, I think, over 7 mil closed, and I have like 2 mil ish. Well, now close to 4 mil pending.
Yeah.
Well, whether that closes out this year, we'll see. But yeah, like it's most of it comes from my sphere,
Yeah.
putting out educational content and stuff like that, and just kind of being that person to like help my sphere of influence with like whatever real estate questions. But yeah, I always feel like I'm not doing well enough. It's like being a harsh critic, but like I've been getting better every year. So
Yeah.
it's like that's really the only metric I should be focusing on, but like I look at like all the Align heavy hitters and I'm like, oh damn, like I need to really like step up, but not forgetting that I just did better every preceding year.
It's funny, Jeff and I were just talking about leadership in our last podcast, and one of the items that's still here on my desk is or on this table is recognize and reward success. And we talked about how we're good at rewarding, could be even better at rewarding the agents that are on our team. But then it went into how we don't appreciate what we do, and we're always like trying to be better and not, exactly what you just
Yeah.
mentioned, where it's like, dude, that's awesome. Like the fact that there's 4 million pending in what was, and with a $7 million a year so far in what was, I'm being told, and I haven't seen the sources around it, but this is the worst year for real estate transactions in 30 years.
Yeah.
So there's people that are having awful years, and there's people that are having, and that are going back to corporate America and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Or opening a Taylor ham, egg, and cheese truck.
Total. I was almost there,
But and then there's people who are like, no, man, I'm in this. Let's do this. Let's get sharp in what it is we're doing. And with you recently coming on, it's probably because of your audit background. You onboarded in a great way, from what I saw at least, where you were reading your emails, you're responding back to what people were saying, we were getting
Yeah.
the information in. And now one of the things that I love about what you're feedbacking is that that beta group that you're in with Jeff,
Which
you're
has been
making some
awesome.
phone calls and creating a little
Yeah.
bit of discomfort, but having like quick success from it.
For sure. Yeah. So it was, getting set up with you guys, like, and getting aligned, no pun intended, to the right systems. It just kind of was like a good way to have the touch point with my sphere and just kind of get reconnected with them. And like, I didn't really want to make those calls because I'm like friends with them already, like, why am I going to call them? Let me just call strangers
Yeah.
and get denied. That's what I'm used to. But it was cool to just have like a friendly conversation and like, hey, like, thanks for like always contributing and being there for my business. And they're like, yeah, man, no problem. We always will be. And then it's like, hey, by the way, my brother's looking. And I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like, he's like, I'm going to text him right now. And then, that same weekend we're out showing houses. So it's good that like people confide in you and they like trust you. And now like being with Align too, it's like I'm even more reputable and marketable, I feel like,
Yeah.
just like with everything that we have that is already implemented that I can kind of just plug and play and execute on. So dude, it's been awesome so far. I feel like it's only like up from here.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. And that
Yeah.
too, like even I feel like a lot of folks, they'll lose a bidding war or that not they'll lose it, but a client will lose a bidding war.
Sure.
And then you and I were kind of geeking out on that. All right, well, what are they really looking for? Is it something specific? And if the answer is yes, and they kind of know what, like exactly what it is they're looking for, then we have a whole process to go start cultivating off market properties for them as well. And it's cool that like
which I liked. Yeah.
you're geeking out on that too, where again, the person who had lost out on the bidding war was somebody within your sphere, somebody that was recommended to you.
Yeah.
And it's like, let's take the bidding war away from that client. Let's give them that experience where they can actually choose whether or not they want this home. And if they decide that they don't, as we're bringing it off market from there, we'll go into the next steps where just take the listing. And put it
Yeah,
on the
for
market.
sure. Which I love, right? Because it's like joining a line, like I can kind of delegate all like the non-$1,000 an hour tasks that I need to do that I don't have time for, and just focus on like servicing my people. You
Right.
know, like we have like the systems, we have like kind of everything set up so I can just focus on them. Like before I didn't really have time to do that. Like I kind of was doing it to a degree, but for like a very minimal amount of clients, because you know, with an abundance mindset, you really like you can't boil the ocean, right? So now that like I have that bandwidth, like being able to do those marketing campaigns specifically for a buyer with like whatever it is, you know, like golden letters or picking the neighborhood and like trying to find them a home so we don't have to get into the bidding war, I think is awesome. It just like shows like you really care, but like you can't do that if you're a single agent.
Yeah.
Honestly. You know, it's like I would love to say that I do, but like I don't have the time for that.
Yeah.
You
Or
know?
you can, but then also too, like even with us, where it's like, you know, it could be 3 months from now and you'll be on the phone and telling me a similar story. And I'll just be like, get the letter out.
Yeah, get the letter out, right? So it's I mean it's just kind of like plug and play and just go, go, go. So like I'm loving it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to send out those letters.
Well,
Thanks for the
unfortunately,
login.
I remember to get you the information this morning to do
Yeah,
so. So
that's all good.
it's a team effort, but
Sure.
cool, man. Well, any other closing thoughts or anything you want to touch on for 2025? Things you're committed to?
Things I'm committed to. Yeah, so I did over 20 families. I helped them buy or sell a house. Would really love to make it 40 and
Yeah.
just keep rocking and rolling. But yeah, that's really about it. And kind of just for my own personal self, just to be happier.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm going to the gym like every single day, just like a psychopath. But like mentally speaking, like I feel a lot better. So I kind of want to continue on with that. That way, like I'm better able to service my clients.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. And it's easy too. It's like I tell people, if you're going for 40, just pen 4 a month and you know,
Yeah.
you'll probably average out and close actually 40 when you go through it. But yeah, it's like almost a pending a week and
Yeah.
you just rock, man.
Just rock and roll.
It's a piece of cake. It's easy to do. And when you're going to the gym, when you're doing everything, you're following a schedule, it makes it a lot easier to do it. So your social media too, I feel like rocks. So is that a good way for somebody to get in
man.
touch with you?
Yeah. R.E. Willie, double Y at the end is probably the best way to find me if you like Taylor ham, egg, and cheese reviews and, you know, educational content about real estate. I do it all, man.
I think we got to step up more Taylor ham, egg, and cheese. You should have a sandwich every time you're like touring a house.
Dude, 100%. Yeah, I got to be one of those guys. My cholesterol levels will be like super high, but I think it's the juice is worth the squeeze.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate
Thanks,
you coming
man.
on. Thank you
Appreciate
so
you.
much.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Awesome.
Later.
Later.